Welcome back to another exciting episode of Perpetual Cash Flow. I'm your host, Brad Bennett. Today, I'm going to start walking you through the cash flow exercise that I go through with new clients. We're going to break it up into a few different videos so that they're in bite-sized pieces. But this is how you're able to begin to discover how and where money is flowing through your world and how we make the changes to begin to capture the excess, moving your financial freedom to the top of the food chain. So as we get started, there are three movements of money. There are inflows, outflows, and capital flows. Capital flows we're going to talk about a little bit later on. We're going to start with first inflows and outflows. Now, inflows, these are dollars that come into your world for the very first time. They're different for everybody. Salary, bonuses, commissions, 1099s, business draws, whatever it may be, these are new dollars coming into your world for the first time. Then we have outflows. Now, outflows, these are dollars that leave your world never to return. This is how we live our life. They're fixed expenditures like car payments, mortgage payments, variables like food, clothing, utilities, cell phones, and then our discretionary. The discretionary are the fun things that we do in life. Kids' extracurricular activities, vacations, going out to dinner, date night, the fun stuff in life. We're not going to eliminate those. So don't worry about a financial diet. They're just as important as some of the other things that we do. Now, what we have in between the two, inflows and outflows, are the free cash flow. The free cash flow is what you are able to create wealth with. If your burn rate is the same as your inflow, meaning all of your necessary expenditures consume 100% of your inflow, there's going to be a little bit more work that needs to be done to find and free up that excess on a monthly basis. But for most, you look at what your expenditures are in comparison to income, and there should be extra at the end of each month. The problem is we don't ever see that extra. I've seen it range from a couple of $100 a month to tens of thousands of dollars each month that should be left over. There's a reason for this. The way the default cash flow structure is set up really puts our financial freedom at the bottom of the food chain. It's a spend first and build freedom second. And we're going to make some shifts that go along with that. So, to help you understand more of why this doesn't happen naturally, we're going to go through what's called financial gravity. This is the tremendous force that is put on every single dollar that comes into your world for the very first time. And that's why we call it financial gravity, is that real pull that is coming after every single one of your dollars. So what happens is we make a paycheck, and immediately upon making the paycheck, we have some business partners that show up. We call these federal and state income taxes. We didn't see them during the course of the work week, but come Friday, they want their share. Once we have taken care of federal and state income taxes, we have the FICA payroll taxes. This is how they fund Social Security and Medicare. Now, most of you are probably unaware that your Social Security and Medicare tax are paid with after-tax dollars, and that's because originally those benefits were supposed to be income tax-free. You prepaid them with after-tax dollars. Now, once we have taken care of the tax portion of the income, we get down to what we call the payroll deductions. These are benefits that you're willingly paying for because they bring value into your world. These are things like health insurance, HSA accounts, memberships, other things that you find value in that you choose to contribute to. In addition to that, one of the biggest payroll deductions is that of a qualified retirement account. And this is where most people are saving for the future and building up that nest egg. Now, there's a few things you may want to be aware of. I'm not necessarily saying these accounts are bad. You just, in your goals and focus, you might shift things around depending upon what those goals are. So, a lot of times we're told that this is an income tax deduction. It's not, it's a tax postponement. As a result, when you spend them in the future, this is going to keep us married to state and federal income taxes because those still have to be paid. Um, a hidden danger that oftentimes isn't explained is that they can also trigger the taxation of Social Security and Medicare, even though we paid for them with after-tax dollars. Another challenge that can sometimes come along with funding these accounts is they put additional strain and pressure on your cash flow structure. The reason for that is these funds are not liquid until age 59 and a half. And I understand the purposes for retirement, but along the way, we have life emergencies sometimes where we need some liquidity. And that's a really difficult place to get that liquidity from when it is necessary. Other than that, for a lot of people, they can be great tools. So once we have finished with the payroll deductions, what is remaining is how we live our day-to-day lives. This is how we take care of the fixed expenses, variables, and the discretionary expenditures. Because of how much pull we have coming against every single dollar, we get down and the question is there anything left over that we can start investing with? This is why so many people are chasing their financial freedom, is because of all this gravitational pull, and we've prioritized our financial freedom at the bottom of the food chain. So the first step that we take is making a structural shift to put you in control of how money flows through your world and lifting your financial freedom to the top of the food chain. We do this with what's called a cash flow reservoir. Okay, this cash flow reservoir is going to be the first stop to every new dollar that comes into your world. It is a new bank account and it has all of the benefits that your traditional account has. We're not replacing any of your checking accounts. We're creating a capture account. The reason we call it a reservoir is it's kind of like a man-made lake. The dam was put in place to capture all new water running into the reservoir, and then it is released at its highest and best use sometime in the future. That's what we're going to do with the excess dollars. So we reroute the direct deposit. Instead of going straight into the checking account, the paycheck is now sent to the cash flow reservoir. And then we sit down and go through what it takes to live your life on a monthly basis, taking care of all of your needs. And then you decide how much is going to be sent to the checking account to be spent on your lifestyle and all of the things that you need. As a result, the excess is captured here in the reservoir. And as we're capturing that excess, now you're able to start making financial choices that are going to lead you to where you ultimately want to be. And that's the financial freedom, the dream retirement, where you're not worried about, do I have enough? But you've created something that feeds you throughout your retirement years. More important to that, there are things that come along during your working years that you're going to need access to liquid capital. These could be times of unemployment. They could be medical emergencies. The list goes on and on. And this is how we create that reserve, allowing you access to take care of the things that you need to while still keeping you on your path to financial freedom. In the next video, we're going to go through some steps of order of importance that will free up additional cash flow in your life and will lead you to the financial future and the freedom that you are looking for by being very diligent and intentional in the structure that we are going to be putting in place.